The week before my divorce, with my freedom soon to be announced with the slam of a gavel, my brother, our good friend Jan, and I decided it would be a good idea to shirk our responsibilities. After all, I was going to be single again, and this meant I was free to do what I wanted within reason. And we all wanted to celebrate. Returning from the store, Dave pulls out a bottle of the red, a 30 rack of something, and of course, the green, just like old times. He's the drummer of a mellow rockabilly band that's not so big, but not so small. His determination reminded me of what I missed out on while I was married, though he wouldn't see it that way. With my lost 20s in mind, I had decided that getting obliterated would be a good thing. Not that I hadn't been drinking, but I had not gotten so shitty that I couldn't remember the night before in a very long time. And that was my aim for tonight. I'll remember that night for the rest of my life. We all clinked our glasses and cheered for freedom. Soon thereafter, it wasn't hard to fall back into the old routine. 3 men sitting around a table discussing who was better, Django or Robert Johnson. This was beautiful. I missed this. A men's round table with all the fixins. I think about my daughter. She's fine, she's safe. Are you sure? Is Kid being good to his mother right now? There is sleep. You just called a few hours ago. Enjoy your time with your friends. I feel warm and fuzzy like a blanket that enshrouds you on one of those cold New England mornings when you can sleep in. Dave packs a bowl and lights up. That smell permeates the room, sticky sweet. I wonder, with nothing to do the next day, would it be alright to do this one more time? What I think about now, when I think about this moment in time, is having the utter inability to learn from my past mistakes. Dave points the mouth end of the pipe at me, lilting it up and down with his index and middle finger, beckoning me. I'm 5 glasses in, and I have a little courage. Fine. I know most people are probably thinking, he's just taking some hits. What's the big deal? I didn't just take some hits. I smoked half the bag in one sitting. Later, Jan would tell me I smoked about $30 worth in one sitting. It's still my contention that there had to have been something else in there. The effects lasted for more than 14 hours. But with no evidence and my friend's reassurance that he wouldn't give me anything he thought was dangerous, all I can say is that I have no tolerance, I was very drunk already, and I have a predisposition to severe anxiety attacks. Either way, the experience was terrifying. One moment I was thinking, why hasn't anything happened? The next, I wondered why my feet disagreed with my hands about modus ponens. A therefore B. The feet then the hands. No, the hands then the feet. And fingernail clippings dripped moon-shaped vaginas. Why did you guys let me do that? Uh-oh. Addie, don't worry, you're gonna be fine. Of course, it didn't take long for my old friend to rear its ugly head. Fear. The pot's boiling. Time to jump in. I reflected on all the things I'm afraid of. Fear had always been a major component in my life decisions. It wasn't just THC running through my blood. It was epinephrine and adrenaline. Most people can handle this, why can't I? I stamp my feet, and the floor stamps back. I'm a fail-safe mechanism for unruly mothers with unsightly pimples and ingrown hairs. Ad hoc post ergo sum hoc, just because A came before B doesn't mean that A caused B, right? If I drink some water, I'll be fine. Sure, I'll be fine. I get up and everything slides with me. It's not me that's moving, it's the universe that's moving, and I'm standing still. You're a bad man. A very bad man. After what felt like hours, I drink a full glass of water. My parched throat cries for more, but I'm still paused in the middle of the kitchen, unmoving. My brother and my friend are motionless in a laugh. Jan has his hands over his mouth. Why do people do that when they laugh? Are they embarrassed or something? My brother has his head tilted back, his mouth agape with all of his teeth exposed. I ask, what time is it? Addie, that's the 4th time you've asked. It's 10:15. That meant it had only been 15 minutes since I smoked. Time was moving slower, but was it moving at all? This insignificant mote of carbon and water is wondering how long this will last. Jesus is punishing me for learning about JADP, isn't he? Why do we always think in archetypes when we're like this? Demons, 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 everywhere demons. Blue is the best color because it's my favorite. My favorite color is blue because it's the best. I blink my eyes and I'm wrapped in a blanket on the couch. The cold is seeping in through my toes. My friend Jan and my brother are talking about me like I'm not here. But I'm here, right? I exist? He's freaking out. Yeah, he'll be fine. It's only 11:30. There are trails. What else would there be? The clock reads 1:45 and long skinny light that follows everything. What if something happened to my kids right now, guys? I wouldn't be able to help them at all. I'm a bad father. I'm a really bad father. What if Dana came right through the door right now? I'd never be able to see them again. Am I a bad father? No, Addie. You've just made some mistakes. I wish I understood what's going on right now. I'm a pile of bricks and Hubert keeps hopping on my head. He's such an asshole. Panic attack times drugs times alcohol equals X. If X is less than the cost of a recall, we don't do one. Jan laughs a deep, rumbling laugh that's in perfect time. You're the greatest drummer I've ever known. Why didn't we start a band together? 'Cause I don't like metal, man, you know that. All of it courses through my blood like fire. It rises up right underneath the skin. I've never felt panic like this before. I begin to shake. But of course, my brother and my friend are just laughing. Jan continues his conversation with my brother like nothing happened. Good old Jan. I sleep. I wake up. The phone rings, and it's Dana. Hey. Hey, we have some paperwork to go through before the finalization. I don't say anything for what seems like hours. You okay, Addie? Yeah, I'm fine. You don't sound fine. I've known you long enough to know. I guess, no, I'm not fine. What happened? I got really, really drunk last night and smoked an excessive amount of weed. My brain feels fried. I don't really understand how I could be so irresponsible. There's a chuckle on the other end of the phone, then, why did you do that? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with me. You're getting divorced, and you're alone with less responsibilities. You're not mad at me? No, it's not my place to be mad at you. Stop laughing. It's not funny. Listen, I expect you to do all manner of stupid shit for a short while. You'll get over it, and you'll be fine. I still feel like I'm high right now. I think to myself, this is how much I love you. I give you the truth in any way, 'cause you're my best friend. It should have stayed that way. Why didn't it? Oh yeah, I know why. I think these things and begin to cry. I know she notices, but she ignores it. That's not what I meant, Addie. You're gonna be fine. I hope so. I miss your cheesecake. Who says I can't make you cheesecake every now and then? You have the kids 2 nights a week. Maybe I could make you one. The one with the caramel and the chocolate drizzle, yeah. Isn't there anything you miss about me? She sighs. I miss your brain. Start using it again. But I don't miss you farting in the bed. Don't forget the paperwork. She hangs up. Sitting in divorce court, there's a clamor between 2 lawyers about a piece of property that both parties clearly want for themselves. The wife is angry and pinched. The husband is unshaven and tired. Dana and I are sitting next to each other waiting for our case to be finalized, watching this drama unfold. On the other side of my soon-to-be ex-wife is her boyfriend. We're all smiling at each other, laughing really. I lean into Dana and whisper, "Aren't you glad we didn't buy that house?" She whispers back, "I didn't want it anyway. It smelled like cheese." The 3 of us chuckle. People turn their heads to look at us. And I can swear the judge noticed too. Whatever it was the couple ahead of us were arguing about couldn't be settled that day. They hang their heads and leave. The judge sighs and says, "Now hearing Blake versus Blake, would the 2 parties please come forward?" Dana and I stand on opposite sides of the room where so many other couples must have stood in angry shoes and itchy suits. The old man in black robes with a bald head says, We're hearing an uncontested divorce and neither party has legal counsel, right? We both shake our heads. No shared assets, bank accounts, homes. The two of you have one natural child together, a beautiful little girl. Dana and I look at each other, smiling as if to say, yeah, she really is. The father will provide weekly child support outside of the DOR, and the mother has no issue with this? Dana shakes her head. Wow, kids. This is one of the easiest divorces I've done all week. Thank you. A smile creeps across his wrinkly face. If there are no issues, then by the power vested in me by the state of Massachusetts, you're now legally divorced. He slams the gavel, and he says excitedly, I think I'll take an early lunch. Dana leaves with her boyfriend, but I linger on the street corner outside with my hands in my pockets. I pull out a cigarette, light it up, and begin to smoke. The city is busy this time of day and it stinks like carbon monoxide and trash. Everything is different now. I'm a 30-year-old divorced father of 2, recently out of the closet. I have to accept that now. Why not? And I have nothing but time. I've spent so much of it thinking, managing, loving, hating, obsessing, caring, sharing, being angry, and apologizing. Can I start over? I think so. I have all the time in the world. Now about this God business.